We're broadcasting live today, the KLH Workforce Tour, and we're at MCFI, the Milwaukee Center for Independence. And here's a woman who has dedicated her career, her entire career, to improving services for people of all ages who face challenges. Teri Zywicki is the CEO of MCFI. Thank you for having us here. How are you today?
I'm great.
I think that deserves applause.
Thank you.
I think so, right? Thank you.
I have a small fan club behind me.
They're mighty, though.
For folks who don't know what Milwaukee Center for Independence, what do they call it? Like a elevator speech, right? Like what if somebody meets you and says, so what do you do? Explain that to our listeners. MCFI. What does MCFI do?
Sure. We serve people of all ages, like you said, so babies to seniors with all different kinds of challenges. We might work with them for a short period of time or for many years. So they might have a behavioral health issue. They might have some kind of disability, brain health injury. They may need some assistance with employment or education. So we really do it all. And we're really proud of the work we do because we are able to provide services across the lifespan.
How has it been this year with all the challenges everybody's facing? It's got to be challenging for you as well.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for everyone. But when you think about it, how important are the services we provide now and are going to continue to be? So even when COVID is over, and we can say post-COVID, there's still going to be consequences of COVID. People are still going to need mental health assistance and supports and housing and employment and education. All of the services we provide are going to be even more critical for our communities to be healthy.
Are you able to do things remotely now?
We are. So we really quickly pivoted, as many other organizations had to do. We were totally non-remote at the time this happened in March. And we were able to move all of our services to remote. We provide telehealth services. We even moved our day services where people used to come into the building to receive social and emotional support services. We moved that to a remote platform so they still are able to see their friends and we're able to make those connections that are really important to them. So to decrease social isolation. We provide music and art therapy, exercise classes, book clubs, all over, remote programming. And in particular, we were still able to provide our pediatric skilled nursing daycare, which is one of a kind, the only one, throughout Wisconsin, which is very critical. So for the babies and toddlers who need nurses and teachers, to help them through the day and thrive. Without that service, those families wouldn't have been able to, continue to work and do what they needed to do.
Teri, when you talk about working remotely, though, there's always unintended consequences of things like that. And the unintended consequence of everyone working remotely is isolation. There are so many people who are lonely, who are by themselves. How do you address that?
Well, we've done whatever we can. So we talk to people about, what are the tools that they need so that they can stay connected to us. And one of the things we did discover is that some people didn't have technology that you assumed they would have had.
Right.
So we really addressed that right away, even for our remote programming. We had our staff, our social workers, going out and making sure, that wherever the person was living, that they had the appropriate tools so that they could stay connected to us. Some people prefer telephones. Some people prefer the computer screen. We try to address their needs and whatever work for them. So, and we've had to up, those connections. I think you change how often you do that. Right. We even had to do that, within our own staff in terms of how many meetings we had and how we made connections with each other, both not just about business, but making sure we're also checking in with people to say, how are you and how are you doing and how are you coping, with the challenges that this has brought to all of us.
No one saw this coming, and I see this enthusiastic staff you have. What was that like, that, getting everyone together? What are we going to do here now?
Right now, it seems like it was years ago already. Like, I think we all approach it like, okay, we can get through this. It's going to just be like a 2 or 3 week crisis.
Yeah, right.
and then it became clear this is going to continue to go on and on. So I think we all kind of hunkered down and said, what do we need to do? Because we can't stop providing services.
You're all on the same page.
We have to do this, we have to figure out how to do it. So we just all worked together. And, the first weekend probably was 24 hours through the weekend. And it was like that for several weeks where it was just all hands on deck. And everyone did an amazing job. Our staff have just really stepped up. We're really proud of what we've been able to do during this, really difficult time.
Does everyone or is everyone aware of the services you provide?
No, I think oftentimes we hear we're a best kept secret, or people hear the name, but they're not really sure what we do. Mm-hmm. And part of it's because we do so much. So I think of it just like anyone who needs services, again, babies to seniors, where they have some kind of challenge, and it may be, a disability, it may be a behavioral health issue, they may need employment. We really provide that whole spectrum of services.
And you are always on the lookout for good talent, I hear.
We are. We would love anyone who's really interested in this critical work, who has the compassion, and the commitment to help people. We're always looking for folks to join our team. And we have all kinds of different positions that are available that you can check out on our website, and give us a call and let us know.
What is that? What's the website?
Website is www.mcfi.net.
I will put that on our Facebook page.
Milwaukee Center for Independence, MCFI. Thank you so much for having us here today. And we hope that we're able to get the word out about the amazing things that you guys do here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Teri Zywicki, broadcasting live. Dave, Doreen, and Gino.